Hi everyone, just wanted to come here to give a little update on what's going on this week here for us. Not sure if you saw this in the news, but we have been having lots of haze and fog here on the past couple days because of the wildfires in Canada, and I ended up not spending too much time outside in the garden, but I did film a video on the weekend. I usually film the garden tours on Saturday and I need a day to edit, so I ended up posting it on Sunday. But on Sunday also, I was able to go outside and harvest some of these beautiful flowers that you're seeing over here. I had the intention to edit and post this video by Tuesday, but usually the beginning of the week is very busy with work for me and I ended up not having a lot of time for editing, but I was able to catch it on today. I wanted to come here and explain first that you see a video that's not going to be covered in fog and haze because it was filmed before that all happened. So I hope you enjoy it. We are doing okay here, just trying to stay mostly indoors, and if the conditions clear a little bit more by this weekend, I'll film another garden tour to post on the weekend as well. But now let's watch this little flower harvest video. Hey everyone, I'm here at the plot today again with Danny now because he's going to help me with the tree and the netting, and I'm gonna work on harvesting those flowers that I said I was gonna do after the garden tour and I never did. So Danny's gonna go work on that, and I'm gonna get these flowers before the sun gets too strong here. So we talked about the netting. We decided to try for a little bit more, even though unfortunately we got that butterfly in there. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to take out everything that's overlapping, right Danny? Is that more? So that nothing can actually get in between them and get trapped. That's what happened to the butterfly, and I felt terrible about it. But if I guess if we cut it, he's just gonna cut. It's pretty easy. Then we hopefully don't run into that problem again. So we're gonna give it another try and see how it goes. And this is the tree of heaven that is host to the spotted lanternfly. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that out too. Actually, Danny's gonna help me out and cut that little one, while I harvest those beautiful flowers there that I never got a chance to do it after the garden tour. I always think I can do more than I usually can, so I'm gonna set the camera here and harvest those flowers, and at the end I will show you how things are looking here with Danny in his progress. Just got a little mason jar with water with me this time, not a full bucket, and I'm gonna start here with the snapdragons. I didn't have a chance to also label the ranunculus like I said I wanted to do. So, but I want to, if they have more than one bloom and I know the color, I will harvest some of them too. Just take the snapdragons. I have my gloves this time, trying to get better about that. So if you missed the last garden tour, I just mentioned that I wanted to save seed from that beautiful snapdragon there. So I'm cutting the other ones before they have a chance to get cross-pollinated. Of course, they probably already got cross-pollinated, but I'm still going to do it. It decreases the chance, no, there's a chance or not, and we'll see. We'll figure out next year. I'll save the seeds and see if they will be true to type or what's going to come out of there. And those snapdragons I am harvesting the same way I did in that video when I did the first harvest. I'm harvesting very low on the stem, and I'm just taking out the bottom leaves. Those are not as tall as the first cut I did. This guy's going to be tall. But hopefully now we're gonna have a lot more branching in these snapdragons as well. And by that time, these will be already all seed pods. So I don't have to worry about cross-pollination so much. Cool. Actually, I never save seeds from snapdragons. I'm just assuming they cross-pollinate easy because the bees are always here. But I'm not even sure if those two types would pollinate together or not. We'll find out this year. How's it going, Danny?
Yeah.
Even though those are the same varieties and they could cross-pollinate, I want to take this home to see if that plant will produce some smaller blooms for July. So the only two that I'm saving are the ones with the spores here. They're going to be for a saving seed. I really need to invest in a little belt to put my clippers. I always put it on the floor, but they're so expensive. Those little leather ones that a lot of farmer florists use. I'm just a gardener, but I like those because it's easy to put in your pocket right away. Maybe one day I'll get some. I always think about it when I put my clippers on the floor. Alright, that's a good little harvest. What do you guys think? Stems a little bit too big. I'll cut this a little shorter because it's just going to in a jar for my home. It doesn't need to be that tall. So pretty. Put it in here. I still have to harvest this stalk. In this bed here, there's only one stalk, and this is the branching variety. So I'll leave a few leaves underneath, right here. Hopefully, and hoping that we're gonna have some side branches from there. The other ones that I cut, I don't know if you guys can see the camera, is already sending some side shoots, but they look like they're gonna be very short. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna turn out. Looks nice. We're gonna do this one here now. This is also a spray variety of stock. I might not cut so low on this one. I'll cut it over here. Or maybe I'll have to cut low because I need some space for the vase to be inside. I don't want to sacrifice too many side buds on this. I love the smell. I'm so sad these are the last stock. I really hope that they keep producing more in this spray type. Supposed to be keep sending side shoots for a little bit longer, but the weather is warming up, so I'm not sure if it's going to work out or not. My little jar is already full. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Let's see if I have anything else to harvest here. Bring this jar with me. But I'm going to harvest little pom-pom dahlias. I will sacrifice those buds here because this plant's very short. I'll cut it here. Maybe the other one I cut a little bit lower. Oops. Dropping the leaves on the ground is just to act as mulch. Oh, they're adorable. Oops. Harder to do things with gloves sometimes. Oh my god. I love these dahlias. Got a little hidden by everything else, but just looks very cute. I'm gonna harvest the sweet peas over there too. And that should be it from my jar. It's already quite full. Then we're gonna work on cutting that tree and see if we can find more lanternflies. Oh, I gotta do this strawflower too. I almost forgot. Let's work on the sweet peas first because they're gonna go in the same vase. Sweet peas. They smell really, really good too. Still have a little more white ones to get on that side. Maybe I'll bring 2 jars next time. Oh, sorry, dahlias. Alright, this is all the jar can accommodate. I'll harvest the strawflowers last because I'm going to hang them dry. I'm not going to put them in water. We're going to work on whatever we have to work here first. How's it going there, Danny? Oh, it looks a lot nicer.
Just cutting the zip tie.
To make a little knitter.
Able to clear all the overlapping netting. A little messy in the back where it's hard to get to, but I think it looks a lot better.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
And it's safer now.
You can see what's inside better now too.
Yeah.
Okay, so here there's a lot more of the spotted lanternfly nymphs again. So I'm gonna show you guys actually how I've been trying to catch them. Just using this tape here, that's why we had at home. And I'm gonna have to remove my glove because it's harder with the glove. I tried it. So basically I just get a piece of tape. I'll wrap around my hand like this. I tried to do only my finger before, but then I couldn't catch as many. So I've been kind of just doing this. And then I'm gonna go there and try to stick them to the tape. I usually do this with my right hand, but I'm holding my camera with my right hand now, so I might not be as efficient. But I'll come here and I'll just kind of try to tap. They will still go away. I can't, especially because now I'm holding the camera, so I'm not super attentive. But basically I stick them to here. It's a little sad to see them struggling, but these guys are not very good for us here. There's so many in here, look, even on the leaves. I'm gonna do this with the camera down so I can pick as many as I can before we actually cut this tree. Oh my god, there's so many. Danny, look at this. What should I can't grab them all. Look how many. Should we take this tree down first and then? I don't think I can catch them all. Okay, let's just cut it down then. At least we're not giving them the preferred feeding source. Actually, Danny just had to go back home real quick, and I am going to do it myself. I got my gloves in here, and it's pretty thin, so it should be okay for me to take that down. I'm just going to, oh, that's easy actually. There we go. Turn it down. Solid great. Okay, here it is. So I don't really want to put it in the compost. I will see, probably gonna burn it, to be honest, to make a fire in our backyard. Cut into smaller pieces, but it really smells bad. That's how I could tell actually. Look at the lanternfly. And if there was not a sumac, someone told me you should rub the leaves, and if it smells strong, it's tree of heaven. And I'll tell you, it smelled really strong when I rubbed it. Can definitely smell it. And all my plant identification apps also identified as a tree of heaven, not a sumac. So this little thing is very handy. It's very easy to cut stuff. I'll flip it back in a minute. They're pretty invasive too, so if you have any of this growing around you, you could also consider taking it down. The sun is also getting a little strong now, so I'm going to harvest these strawflowers before it gets too hot, before Danny gets in here. And I'm gonna harvest them pretty low, like I did the first ones. And I'll just speed up the video so you guys don't have to see me doing the same thing over and over again. Look at that. Not bad for the first harvest. And I'm going to harvest these other apricot ones that are now blooming too, because these are going to be hang dry, as I mentioned. I'm not going to put them in the water, but I do want to get them home as fast as I can. The ones that I dried, that I started drying already, are looking really good. All these apricot ones that I did the first cut. So the first cut's important because it helps trigger the plant to produce a lot more blooms if you cut it correctly, which is supposed to cut all the way to the bottom. And I showed in my last garden tour how the one that I cut in my backyard is looking. It's amazing. I did the first cut and now I have like, I don't know, 8 more stems just as tall as this. Strawflower is very, very vigorous. So it's pretty cool. This week I might harvest the ones in my backyard too. I usually remove all the greenery, but it's getting hot now. I'll do that at home. Just leave a little bit now. Gosh, I love the look of those. I'm so happy. I decided to grow them this year. This is what I got. One more. This is actually, oops, a side shoot from one that I had cut earlier. It's a little bit on the smaller side, but I don't need them to have this huge thick stems like those ones have. The ones in my backyard, they're still pretty big though, even though they're the side shoots, but I'm gonna take this straight home now. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time.